Welcome back to my yard of flowers. Just taking a peek around the yard. I've made some changes, but look at these containers. They took off and I added, can you see the color of purple? It's actually called Victoria Blue Salvia. I love it. It looks really pretty. I'm happy with this. The Dusty Miller is taking over again, so I need to cut that back. I like the look. And the island. This is where I put in the bubblegum super tunia by Proven Winners. I'm sorry, it's a tongue twister when you have to say it, and I don't want to mess it up any more than I already did, but I love the bubblegum petunia Super Vista. It's just a slow start, and that is our temperatures here. I live in Northern California, zone 9B, the Tri-Valley area, and our temperatures are heating up. It's staying around 78 and at times is getting into the high 80s. I think one time it got up into the 90s, but our summers really don't heat up until August. Usually a whole week in August it gets really hot, and then it cools off, and then again in September we might get a little bit of a heat wave is what we call it. So yeah, it's coming along, but I'm not a fan. And you remember this tree? This is a peach tree that does not bear fruit, and I love it. The flowers are gorgeous, but I tend to keep things in its container and move it around my yard. The reason why is I'm seeing if it likes it better in the shaded area, and like I said, certain areas. So this is the shadier part of my yard, and I have a swimming pool, so it's creating its own microclimate. So right now the peach tree likes its spot right there. Eventually, once the soil gets warmer, then the Super Tunia bubblegum will take off. Starting to bloom, but not in full effect. I'm hoping that it drapes over the pool area of this island. Kind of would like that effect. Over here, a little sad because I've moved this container so many times. This is last year's petunias, and they made it through the winter, and sometimes our winters get a couple times during January get into the 20s, and this one made it, but since I've moved it, it's not happy. But just trying things out. Then over here, see, the geraniums need to be deadheaded, and they'll come back, and there's like a tree rose in there too. Down here, I've cut off the water supply in the back. Usually waters the ground, but I've turned it off because I'm assessing some things in the back there. But there's one area that I don't care for right now, and I'm struggling with it. So I'm attempting to put the trees into the ground because I don't like all these pots. It looks tacky. But I have to put these pots to barricade areas so my dog doesn't come running through, and he does because the squirrels run across the fence line. So going back to this tree right now, this is the Verdis maple tree, and I wanted to plant it right where it is into the ground, but there's a huge rock underneath. So I may be able to put it right behind, but I liked this look right here. Sorry for my hands. And I was ready to plant the Crimson Queen maple tree into the ground. But again, I have some rocks. I test it, so I keep it in a shady part, and then this part of the yard right here, it gets direct sunlight. The coral bark maple is doing really well, thriving. This is the first time that I've had the Crimson Queen in this much sun. And you do see, there is a little bit of crispiness to the leaves, but for the first time I'm seeing it, some of the leaves turn into that crimson red color. So I'm on the fence about this one of, should I keep it there or move it one back? And it might do well behind it instead of in front of it. I did plant this tree into the ground right here, and I love it. I love the color. I like the way it looks. I want to add some more. But again, I just kind of trial the trees in the hotter part of the yard. And then I picked up a butterfly bush. Can you see him? Look. I have to watch for him. He's always after something. He's a German wired hair pointer. He's about 6 years old. And he doesn't destroy anything, but he's always looking for like lizards because it's warm in the yard. You know, I live close to an open field, so sometimes it brings with it some pest that we need to get rid of. This year was the voles, but a lot of my stuff is planted in pots, so they didn't get into it, but I'm sure if I had more things in the ground, they would have eaten a lot of things. Yeah, so right here is what I don't like. I love the geranium, but all these pots here, it looks so messy. But I have to block him because he runs across here and wants to get the squirrels. And then my neighbor has fig trees, so the squirrels want to eat the figs, and we have a possum that comes. I love the possum. He can come and hang out, but he also wants the figs. I'm telling you, this tree produces so many figs. She said last year she got like 4,000 and on the first wave of figs. So they're almost ready. I think more in July. Look at this guy. Hey, what are you doing? Can you imagine? 4,000 figs. She makes delicious fig bread, which I love. She delivers it at Christmas time, and she gives me frozen fig. And I make fig jam, and it's delicious. Along this fence line, so the roses, they come in and out of bloom, but I'm not liking this, I don't know what it's called, but it's not liking it there. I want trees, but I haven't found what I like. Or I would love something variegated like this plant down here. I really like this. This is last year's. So there's some Surefire begonias, and then the geranium that I planted from seed, and that was a star geranium. But I love this one right here. Just, I love the color of the green and white. Almost looks like a spider plant. But I would like maybe trees over there in the pots, or something green and white. I just think with the red and the lantana and all the colors of the roses, it just makes the yard look too hot, and I like a cooler color. So there's roses, a big lantana bush, and then there's a apple tree that bears like 6 different types of apples below, but they're smaller apples, some type of small A. Yeah. So a work in progress as always. And I'm also working on the grass. It's looking pretty good. Like, I was able to fix that big patch over there. What it is how the sprinklers hitting. We need to either add more. So I'm always working on that green grass. Sorry for the pool pump noise. I thought I'd get out here. If you have any recommendations of what I should put back there. I mean, I had the wine barrel with geraniums, and I might need to go ahead and put that back in there, because it was able to block the dog from, you know, running through. He won't jump over it. I mean, he kind of leaves the barrels alone, but he'll stick his nose in there and try to see if there's something inside the barrel. He doesn't bother the plants or anything like that. That's another option. But yeah, the cannas will soon be in bloom, and again, they can get invasive too. I keep them in a container, and they'll come up with yellow and like an orangey red bloom more into the July area, and continuously bloom, and then when fall hits, it'll die back, and then I just cut everything back. But that's been in that container probably 5 years. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, I welcome them. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time.